good open. Open was great. They were actually very receptive. And then when it came time to like say what you're actually there for, you're like, how can I possibly avoid saying what I'm there for, right? Imagine you're just out on the street and some guy comes and talks to you. And first he just talks to you about like sports. He talks about the Super Bowl thing. And then he talks to you about the weather. And then he mentions something political that happened recently and then some new vote that's coming up. And then he talks about this taco place down the street is like his favorite taco place. And you're sitting there thinking what?
Why the hell is the guy here? What is he doing? Like
Exactly. What the fuck is this? Is it just like this guy's just like super conversational? Is he just like he's on something and he just is running his mouth? Like what the fuck's going on? What is he here for? And the fact that you don't know what he's there for makes you feel a little like kind of weird and uncomfortable. Like, dude, what is this, right? Whereas if you would just get to the point, you might be on board with whatever his point is. You might not be on board with whatever his point is. But if you get to the point, you'd probably feel like, okay, cool, like respect. He got to his point, right? If he's like, anyway, listen, so I'm promoting for this club. We're doing free drinks if you want to come by. You may not go. You may not take him up on the drinks, but you feel cool about it. You're like, okay, cool. He's doing his job. He did his thing, right? Or if he needed to ask you directions, for example, like he'd be like, okay, that had a purpose to it. Or if he's like, hey, honestly, like you just looked fucking badass. I wanted to say hi to the guy that's so stylishly dressed. You'd be like, all right, cool. You might be like, I'm not gay. I don't swing that way, but thank you, right? But you would get it, and you'd have some respect for the fact that like he got to the point, right? But not getting to the point kind of makes it weird for you, right?
Right.
That's the situation these girls are in. They don't know what you're there to talk to them about. They don't know. I mean, yeah, you're there to talk about like the Super Bowl thing, but then you didn't really even talk about it. Like if you'd really gotten into it with them and that's what you really wanted to talk about, that would have kind of made sense. Wouldn't have been great for picking them up, but it would have kind of made sense.
Right.
But since you're just drifting from topic to topic, they're like, what is this? And then that's why they kind of have that like kind of nervous pause where like, okay, what now? And what do we even say to this? Because they don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Whereas if you just introduced yourself, right? Like if I was in the street, say, hey, by the way, who are you guys? I'm Todd, right? Now all of a sudden, they know that you're there not just as a random bystander, you're there to meet them. Because there's no point in introducing yourself if you're not there to meet them. Or maybe you pick a target. You'd be like, you know what, you guys are really interesting together. You seem really sweet. You seem like trouble. Now all of a sudden, okay, cool. It's about meeting them. You're curious about that, and you're definitely seeing them a different way. And now there's all these conversational topics, all this stuff to talk about, right? So you want to get to the point, because if you don't get to the point, it's gonna, it actually gets weird not to get to the point. Okay. To your credit, each one of these progressively, you're going farther into the set, right? Which is good, or technically further. But anyway, you're going deeper into the set, which is what you want to be doing, right? And you're making progress. The next step, though, which is a critical step, most guys don't do. A lot of guys will go and they'll talk longer and they'll talk longer and they'll talk longer, but they still don't get to the point. At some point, the most critical step in all of game is getting to the point, right? But again, if this was like after program, you go out sometime next week and this is what your session looks like, I'd be very happy with that because you're doing the approaches, you're starting very easy, giving yourself the ability to warm up. You're warming up a little further, a little further, a little further. You're going deeper with each set. I'd be very happy with that. I would hope that by the end of the session, like by set like number 5 or 7 or whatever, then hopefully in 1 or 2 of those sets, you'll actually get to the point and put it out there that you're actually interested in them. That would be my next goal for you. But in terms of just you going out and taking action and getting the sets in, if the start of your sessions do start out with, I'm just going to ask for directions and leave. I'm asked for directions, say a nice compliment and leave. I'm asked for directions, try and stay 30 seconds and leave. And then I'm going to go ask for directions, or I'm going to go whatever, and then try and get to the point, right? Building up to it is completely fine. But I do want you to set as your goal that that's where you eventually want to get to, is a set that got to the point. Make sense?
Gotcha.
That's victory. Victory number 1 for you is just when you go out doing a set and getting over the approach anxiety. Victory number 2 is eventually through that progression, getting to the point. No, I mean, great open. Obviously great open. That's the thing to take away from that. And I mean, they even like are asking about you, wondering about you, etc. Right? And then actually, they gave you an opportunity. Said, so what's up? Right? And you actually dodged at that point, right? So you went very direct. Hey, I loved your vibe. I wanted to talk to you guys. And they go, okay, so what's up? Right? And then you're backing down, like, oh, I'm just hanging out. Right? I'm certainly not hitting on girls or showing any interest in women today, because that would be inappropriate. We don't do, you know what I mean? So game is, it's like a series of levels. It's like a video game with levels, right? You get very used to level 1, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, I did level 1 now I'm on level 2, I have no fucking idea how this goes, right? And then you get to level 3, I go, God, level 3, this is new, I'm lost. Right? And that's fine, and you'll get used to it and you'll get through it. Try to Keep your general direction regardless, though, right? You went there with a particular idea in mind, and that is the idea of meeting the girls. So regardless of what chaos comes or what new stimulation comes or whatever, you know primarily what you're there for, and you don't want to hide that, right? It's a good philosophy for you. It goes very old school pickup philosophy, which is I make no apologies for my desires as a man. Okay? Right? You're there as a man. It's okay that you're a man. It's okay you have a penis. It's okay you like girls. Right? Fundamentally, if anybody has a problem with that, fuck them. Who cares? Metaphorically. Right? But yeah, when they say, so what's up? That actually, well, the right answer would be to like choose your target. Right. So what's up? So I see you in the pink and you seem very friendly and cool. This one here, she looks like trouble though. Or vice versa. Like you seem very friendly and cool. You with the pink, I'm like, that girl's trouble. Either way, right? But they're actually asking, you came and gave them a compliment, you came and opened them. They said, so what's up? What's up is, you seem cool, but I really like you. Yeah? You seem friendly, I like you. You, I'm either going to love or hate. Now all of a sudden you're doing a real set. Okay?
Gotcha.
But yeah, they gave you the opening. They're like, okay, well, you've been a bold. When you were bold and a strong man, they loved it. Mm-hmm. When you back down, they're like, oh, okay, never mind. I guess I was wrong. Yeah, no, they appreciated it, but they would have appreciated it more if they got to know how amazing you are. You denied them. You technically kind of rejected them a little bit, if you think about it. Yeah. Hey, you guys are really cool. I want to talk to you guys. Oh, so yeah, okay, bye guys. In a lot of ways, progress in game is at least early on, is getting used to the next scary thing. So at first, opening is the scary thing. And so anything that gets you opening is a victory. Once opening is no longer the scary thing, the next scary thing is introducing yourself or showing interest. And so then that becomes the benchmark. So now that's your goal every set, is at least get to that point. And then once that becomes normal for you, the next scary thing is trying to, ask for a number every set, or trying to, when it's going well, venue change them, or do something that's actually man to woman as opposed to just friend to friend, right? So that's the next level. And you want to, once one level becomes easy and natural for you, like to the point that it's no longer a big accomplishment, then you need to progress to the next one and just get used to that. And then once that's no longer a big accomplishment, progress to the next one. For the first few approaches, set the bar at, I'm trying to approach and engage. After the first few approaches, once you're starting to feel comfortable, raise the bar and set the bar to, I want to at least introduce myself every set. And then I want to say something man to woman every set. So keep raising the bar. If your mission is just, I'm going to go talk to a girl for 30 seconds, and you keep that same mission for the next 6 months, you're not going to get significantly better in 6 months, right? You need to, it's a mission that's, in the long run, you need to get past. Although you could keep it indefinitely for your first 3 approaches. If you wanted for your entire game career to go ask for directions 3 times and then do real game, there would be actually literally nothing wrong with that. But there would be something wrong with asking for directions 10 approaches and wasting your time with it once you've already surpassed that as a benchmark.